Chapter 16. Hans Albrecht. "What are you doing out of bed?" My words resonated through the room of my recent surgical success story. His wife lay on the pull-out couch, still asleep. I winced and lowered my voice to allow her to sleep. I still reeled from my last verbal faux pas and didn't want another. Cameron smiled and extended his right hand toward me. "Hans, thank you for putting me back together. They told me how long of a case I was." "It was only a long case because of how severely injured you were. If my partner had been on call, you'd probably still be on the OR table." He laughed for some reason. "I guess I should feel lucky then. Honestly, I feel pretty good. I'm hoping to start my physical therapy today and prove to everyone I don't need to be in the hospital anymore." "Not in the hospital? That's not up for discussion. You were dead 36 hours ago. In all honesty, you should still be on the ventilator. And now you're up and walking around? How is that possible? Your carotid artery and jugular vein were transected. Your recurrent laryngeal nerve was severed, but here you are, talking like normal. What's going on?" I owe it all to the great physician. I shook my head and waved my index finger. "Thank you, but I just put you back together. Your body has been healing itself, and at an incredible rate, I might add." He laughed again. This time it seemed to be directed at me. "No, I didn't mean you. I meant God. I actually met him and chose to come back to life. I didn't realize it at first, but now I've realized God healed me. I'm ready to go home." Oh no, he's had a frontal lobe stroke. The injury to his carotid must have caused a clot that embolized to his brain. He has grandiose thinking, hyper-religiosity, and lack of inhibition. Either acute psychosis or a frontal lobe injury. Perhaps my save isn't as amazing as I'd hoped. I'm a physician. I can't let my patient exist in his delusions. He needs to be grounded in reality if he's going to take part in decisions regarding his medical care. "That's nonsense. Even if God was real, why would you get to meet him and receive a miracle like this? It's absurd." Cameron cocked his head sideways. "Even if he was real? Hans, I'm living proof that he is. I met him. Look at my recovery. Seems a bit—" Cameron paused and drew the word out slowly. "Miraculous, doesn't it?" "Bah, I'm sure there is another explanation. I'll write orders to transfer you to the floor, but you need to stay at least another day." "Why? What possible medical need is there? My drain output is 0. I'm not on oxygen. I ate, drank, and even had a glorious bowel movement this morning. You would berate your residents if they didn't discharge a patient like me today. And, frankly, the insurance company would want to know how you justify billing inpatient codes for someone who clearly can recover at home." I shook my head aggressively. None of this made sense. "It's all very unusual. You should not be this vigorous so soon after your injury." "Hans, I told you, God healed me. You may not believe in him, but you believe in your skills as a physician, correct?" I drew myself up to my full height and straightened my white coat. "Of course I do. I put you back together, didn't I?" "Yes, you did. And my wife and I cannot thank you enough for that. But what does your clinical judgment tell you about the guy you're talking to now?" I sighed. "It tells me you look fine and don't need to be in the hospital. I just can't wrap my mind around why that is." "Yes, you can. You just refuse to do it. It makes sense if you accept miracles happen. Listen, we can talk more about this later. My son will be here around 9 a.m. Any chance you can have my discharge papers ready? I'd love to walk out of the hospital as a family this morning." "Yes, very well. I'll have my resident prepare your paperwork. At least come see me in the clinic tomorrow for a recheck, will you?" Cameron walked over and shook my hand. "Absolutely. Thanks again." I nodded without responding verbally. Nothing made sense, and I couldn't find anything that seemed worth saying. I needed to finish rounding and prepare for my first case of the day.